Hey y'all, welcome back to Fat People with Opinions. I'm your host,
And
Isaiah,
I'm Taylor.
and we're fat.
Mm-mm.
Well, no.
We're back.
And we're back. We're fat, and we still have fucking opinions.
Bitch.
I did it. I think that's the first time I ever did it.
I'm proud of you.
Friend, how are you doing?
I'm tired. I had a terrible week this week. I mean, not,
Ah,
not like terrible, but like, I don't know. My anxiety's been on like 11 all week. I don't know
no.
why. I'm hoping that it's just like lady time things, but I wish it would just hurry the fuck up because I need to move on with my life.
Mm-mm. When you said that your anxiety has been on 11, like, what does it mean? What do you mean? Like, do you feel nervous about something? Do you feel
I
like you're just
just,
worrying all the
yeah, I
time?
feel like I'm not going to get things done, or like, I just always feel like I had talked about this on my stream the other day. I always feel like I'm running, not physically, because fuck that shit, but I always feel like I'm running, and that if I stop running, everything will fall apart because like the world will keep running without me or something like that.
Girl,
I'm very stressed out all of the
this was such a word, honey,
time.
and very deep. Wow, the world is gonna stop running if you stop running. That we need to unpack that because I feel like that's not healthy,
Yeah,
friend. Like you
yeah.
can rest.
But I don't feel like I can, because if I rest, then this other thing over here doesn't get done, and if that doesn't get done, then that puts me behind on this other thing over here. It's just
Yeah.
there's not enough time for me to relax.
There truly isn't enough time. I saw this post earlier this week that was like, we honestly just need to. When are we all going to collectively evaluate this concept of the 5 day work week?
Yes.
Like, when are we going to evaluate this concept? Because it's truly not beneficial for people when you really think about it. And the post, I forgot who the person was, but essentially they were like, you expect me to do my laundry, go to the doctors, like go to the gym, clean my house, like hang out with my friends, be a active participant in my family's life, like get my own mental health together, all in the span of 2 days during a
Right.
work week. Like,
And like, how do you go to the doctor during a work week? Because the doctor's hours are work hours, and you be at work during your work hours. So like, the same thing with the bank. I think about this all the time.
yes.
How am I supposed to do anything at the bank when the hours conflict with my work hours?
But also, like, what is the bank? Like, niggas still going to the bank in 20. Like, that be baffling me all the time when I'm at work. Bitches be like, oh, I sent a check. You sent a check?
What is a check?
Oh, girl, you sent postage, the mail? What is that? I
My
don't know what
grandmother
that is.
asks me that all the time. She'd be like, "Did you put the check in the mail?"
Check.
No, I did not. I paid it online. Hello,
The only check that I know is the check that be by niggas' names on
the
Twitter and
blue one.
Instagram. Okay, bitch, a check.
The only bill that I can't pay electronically is my trash bill, and I constantly forget to pay it because why the fuck would you not have an option to pay it online? You mean I actually have to go and get a money order and then put it in the mail with a stamp? Like, where do we
Girl.
even get stamps from?
At the very least, like, can I at least call it in? You get what I'm saying? Can I speak with, even if it's an automated system, which I hate, but let me at least speak with a number. Let me call a number and be able to process it over the phone. Yeah, that's truly the ghetto. Truly.
Just be doing too much.
Well, friend, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way this week. I don't feel the same. And I want you to feel better, but if you ever need me, I'm here. If you ever want to talk, but yes. How has my week been? My week has been good. I mean, same old, same old. Niggas still going to the gym.
You told me to remind you to tell a story about the gym and also about work. A white woman at the gym and a white woman at work.
Okay. I'm glad you reminded me because I was just in a nice positive place about to just move on to the conversation and get to our topic, but you know what, now I really have to go into a rant because okay, so tell me if I'm wrong.
That's the name of this segment. Didn't we start that in season 1?
I mean, I feel like we never did it, but it's okay. Tell me if I'm wrong, okay? This is going to be a segment where we give a story and we expect a response from either the listeners or the other co-hosts. I don't know why I'm talking this way, but we're going to give a story and the person has to weigh in and tell us if we're in fact incorrect in this situation.
Okay.
So I'm at the gym. Now, I'm at the gym and I'm minding my business. Today was leg day. I mean, everyone probably thinks that every day is leg day. No, there's days. But today was leg day, my favorite day of the week. So I'm doing legs, and at this point, I've done hip abductor, I've done the leg curl, no, leg extension machine, and then I'm sitting on the leg curl machine. So the leg curl machine, for those who don't know, is the one that works your hamstrings. Is that leg curl?
The one you push down or the one you push up?
The one that you like lift it up. I'm making hand motions in hopes that someone will see this
I know
and be able.
which machine you're talking about, but I thought that one was the extension.
Let's Google. Yes, use your. I think it's leg curl. Leg extension is the one.
Curls is when you push down, though. No.
Because leg extension is when you do this. When you, it's like working your quads and you have your
is that not the
pad.
one you're talking about?
No, the leg curl is the one where it's like your hamstrings is on your back and you're curling up.
Oh, like you're laying on your stomach.
Yeah, laying on your stomach.
Okay.
I think that's leg curl.
Yeah.
So leg curl. I was on the leg curl machine, and at this Planet Fitness that I go to, I do go to Planet Fitness, the ghetto, but I go to Planet Fitness, and that's the only leg curl machine in the building. So I'm on the only one that's in there. And
wait, which one do you go to that there's only one of those?
the one on, I mean, I don't care if people know. The one on Melrose Road.
Oh, okay.
Across from the ShopRite, yeah, bitch, ShopRite. Niggas definitely know where we're at now. So, yeah, I'm on the machine, and at this point, so I lift heavy, so that usually means that like I can not lift as much for long. So it's like my sets are usually like 12 to 10 reps, and I try to do multiple sets. So when I'm doing a leg curl, it's like I'm getting to 100 reps, but I break that up. Mm-hmm. So at this point of the workout, I'm probably at like rep 72, and I'm doing like 180 something pounds, and I take a break because I've been kind of working back to back. Like I'm trying to limit the amount of time that I spend like breaking and like spending time on my phone and trying to be conscious of that. That way I can get a really good workout and get a really good burn in. So I'm at this point, I've done 72 reps. I'm like, bitch, you deserve a break. It's okay. Take a break. So I sit here and I'm like, okay, let me look at my phone real quick and go on Instagram. I'm not on my phone for that long. This white woman decides that she wants to approach me and say, you almost done. How many do you have left?
Bitch.
So just to give a little bit of context, at this point, we're in where they had the leg curl machine. Is kind of like the 30-minute express area. You know what I'm talking about? If you know Planet Fitness, you know they usually have like a bright ass yellow section that's like the express section where people like can do different exercises in like a 30-minute time period, the different machines there. And she was kind of working multiple different machines. Before I got on the machine, I pointed at the machine and I said, are you using this? Because I knew that I was going to be on here for a long time. If she needed to work it, I will go find something else to do, you know, gym etiquette. But she was like, no, go ahead. I'll just work around you. That's what she said.
Okay. Because I was going to get on you about being on this machine for so long in the 30-minute express section. But if you checked with the people that were already in there and they said that they didn't need it, that's a different story.
Okay, so why are you getting on me for being in the thing for 30 minutes?
Because it is the express section for a reason. I realize that they don't have that machine out in the regular section.
That to me is the most important point. Because I feel like if there were multiple of this machine, we wouldn't be having this issue. Correct. However, because it's in this section, it's like, what else am I supposed to be doing while the fuck I'm working this thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be okay. So she approaches me and she's like, oh, how many sets you have left? And I said about three or four, but I'm almost done. And that's what I said to her because, I mean, 72 is not that far from 100. So I'm like, I could probably bang this out in like 2 to 3 minutes. And she was like, and this is where I had one of these moments where I was like, do I hit her?
Oh, my God.
So she was like, but you're still on your phone.
Minding my business. And what are you doing, ma'am? Minding my business.
And it's just like, white people really are born with a level of like entitlement and like obligation to other people's space that it's wild to me how you can even approach someone like that. Like I can't imagine feeling so passionately about getting this fucking machine that I can't wait for the person in the middle of a pandemic, but you're not even supposed to be this close to me. True. Like in the middle of a pandemic, you're coming up to me to tell me that I'm on my phone, to shame me for being on my phone instead of working out when I'm on rep 72, bitch, and I'm lifting 184 fucking pounds. I'm sorry that you're over here doing these little fucking these little fucking, Richard Simmons ass fucking workouts, bitch. These step up on the motherfucking thing. And I'm not here to shame anybody, but bitch, she tried the wrong one this day. And I was like having this reflexive moment of like, do I snap on her because white people have really lost their minds lately? Or do I just play it cool and keep it pushing? So I opted to just play it cool. And I repeated what I said initially. I'm almost done. And I said it in just that way. And I nodded, and then she walked away. And I looked at her dead in her face. And I'm just like, girl, why? Is that okay?
No. And I would not have been that calm. I would have gone let me go off on her route so that she knows not to do this dumb shit ever again.
Like, and I can't because I'm sitting here, and then she tried to say thank you when I cleaned up the machine and like walked away after I was done. And I was like,
don't need your fucking thank you.
Girl, I just walked right the fuck past her. Didn't even look in her fucking direction because I'm just like, I don't understand why it's just like you want confrontation. You just want people to say something to you that's going to make a situation go left so that you can somehow play the victim.
Yes.
It's really what it's giving me, because in that situation, 2 minutes, like 2 minutes, the world is not going to change
at all.
Hopefully nobody bombs this building so that you will never get on the fucking leg curl machine within that 2 minute time period. So
go and get yourself a drink at the water fountain. By the time you get back,
I know you have to pee. Did you
wipe down the machines that you were using? Because after you do that, I might be finished.
And you had a mat. You have to walk all the way across the other end of the gym to return the mat, and you have to clean it off. By that time, I could be done. Like, I was really just sitting here perplexed at this whole thing. And I was like, this is a moment where this white person is truly trying to steal my energy and steal my life force on some fucking Negaverse Sailor Moon shit.
I can't.
Bitch. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let Queen Beryl have this, bitch. Okay? I'm going to continue on with my workout, and if she's going to be pissed, she's going to be pissed. But guess what? I knew when she approached me, I was like, she's going to be the one that walks away in this situation angry because I'm going to finish this workout and I'm going to take my time. And it's like in situations like that, my petty impulses just make me want to move so much slower.
So much slower.
Slower, bitch. Like,
I would have found a new thread to go through on Twitter. I would have looked through a couple different stories on Instagram.
I wanted to just lay across the machine and just look at my phone for 10 minutes. Like, that's all I wanted to do. But I was like, you know what? Let me just... Well, and I saw her today too, but girl,
she would have had to pick a different gym after fucking with me.
Girl, like, is that what gym etiquette is like? And I'm not really one who subscribes to that shit, so I don't really know. I mean, when I say I don't subscribe to it, I don't know like what is good or bad gym etiquette, but like
that's for sure bad gym etiquette,
right? Like, I get even asking, how many sets that you have left on a machine. I get that, but it's like. It's not like it would be different if it was like I was using that machine and then, using another machine at the same time. So it's like I'm taking up two machines. I literally was just sitting on here, happened to be taking a break because, bitch, I'm tired. I'm sweating. You see that I'm fucking sweating. It probably was on. She probably had like a little fat phobic moment too. Like, bitch, you too fat to be taking a break. Or maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm doing too much, but bitch, why are you talking to me?
She was doing too much for sure, but I don't know that I would reach as far as that in this moment.
Girl, because I'm good for concocting a story based off of an interaction. But yeah, I wouldn't discount it too quickly though, because it's like, why do you feel the need to shame someone for being on their phone when literally it's like, you see that I've been over here working this entire time. I'm just taking a break because, bitch, I'm tired and I don't want to pass the fuck out. And I have this mask on.
Was the gym packed? Like, was there a lot of people in there?
I don't really remember, TBH, but it usually gets like there was a decent amount of people in the gym in general, but it wasn't a lot of people in that specific section. So if she wanted to find something else to do, she could have found something else to do.
She needed to go put back her mat and wipe down the machine she was using.
Girl, I should have told the people that she didn't clean the fucking mat off so that she can get kicked out. Raggedy ass bitch.
Is that what happens now?
No, but I would just I don't know. I would just embellish. I'm like, the bitch has COVID. Like, I would just make up a whole story to be petty, because I don't understand why you felt it okay for you to just approach me in this way. But whatever. So that's one story. Was I wrong in this situation to continue with my?
Not at all. I mean, I don't think so. Not me personally, because I would have gone a more violent route. So,
and I'm really not like a confrontational person, so I'm always going to like choose the, when I say I'm not confrontational, like, you're a stranger, why are you talking to me? Is, you get what I'm saying? Like, I would just rather choose to just walk away and avoid any kind of like altercation, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to risk my safety, my life, when you're this, you know, poor older white woman who's just going to play the victim as soon as the situation escalates. Like, I'm not going to risk dying in order to, you know, drag you, when I could just continue doing what I knew I was going to do. And you can sit there and be pissed, and then I can continue on the workout and you can get on it when I'm done. Like, I was so mad. But not really, because then I continued the workout and then she didn't, you know.
Sorry, I just saw a naked man run across the street.
We're watching The Sims. We have The Sims on the TV in the background, and we're looking at this while we're talking, and it's just like a lot of shit going on in the background.
Follow us on all of our social media pages, especially Fat People Pod on Instagram, because I'm going to start posting on that again, I think, maybe. And follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taylor Renee. Don't follow me on Instagram because I don't post there anymore.
You're going too fast, bitch. Follow Taylor on Twitch at
twitch.tv
/Taylor
Renee.
Taylor Renee. Do you want to spell that for the people?
It's the same as it's always been, guys. Taylor, RYNAI.
Taylor Renee. And you can follow me at The Black Hermione on Instagram.
The Black.
The Black. It's DABLACK. Hermione is HERMIONE.
You can follow me on Twitter also at Taylor Renee, spelled exactly the same way. It's actually Taylor Renee on everything. So if you ever want to find me on a social media, it's Taylor Renee.
We're back.
We're still fat. Oh, okay. Did you have another story about work? A similar story, I assume?
No, I mean, it's not really similar, but it's just about a white woman who got on my nerves. I mean, what else is new?
Such is life.
Such is life. So this is another segment that we have. We have a lot of segments where we just complain, which I enjoy. So a tale from the belly of the beast is what this segment is called. This is a segment where we talk about work and complain about our jobs and how they, you know, sap us of our energy and creative ability.
Life force, all of it.
All of it. So in today's tale from the belly of the beast, I was speaking with a patient on the phone. This is a kind of like a part 2 of last week's conversation because it was the same person.
Hopefully that person doesn't listen to the podcast because they're going to know that we're talking about them.
And I don't really give it a fuck at this point because honestly, I don't know what this person wanted from me. So so the person's situation warranted me having to give them a call back because I was trying to advocate for them to see what we could do to resolve their problem. Without going into too much detail, essentially their issue was that they wanted a payment that they made to count for 2 months as opposed to 1. Essentially was the issue.
Did they pay up the amount that would match 2 months?
So they overpaid, like they doubled their payment.
Okay.
So other places they have like a infrastructure to do that. We don't. So
interesting.
So we couldn't do that. And the reason that she was like overpaying was because she was in a situation where I guess based off of like her own like financial institution, she has like a specific amount of times that she can like charge on her card before she gets like subject to a fee. So she was trying to avoid that fee by paying within a month, like overpaying within a month. So I kind of get where she was coming from. But it just is something that our system doesn't allow her to do because you have to pay within each month, at least the minimum.
So just to clarify, this is like me owing you $10 a month, but this month I gave you $20 so I don't have to pay next month. That's right. What this is?
That's what she wants, yes. She wants it so that the $20 payment that she's going to make is going to count for the sake of the example, February and March. That's what she wanted, which is not unreasonable. But it just doesn't work in terms of how the system is built. So she is like making a big deal about this. And I was like, okay, so let me just see if it's possible if we can like finagle it in a way where she also had another issue where she had an account that was not with us any longer, meaning that it was in a collection agency. And she wanted it so that one of the payments that she made for $25 would post to that account, and the other payment for $25 would post to the account that's with us, which we couldn't do because we can't split a payment once it goes to the agency. It gets really complicated, but essentially the things that she wanted, we couldn't do. Mm-hmm. But I told her, I was like, let me just advocate for you to see what's possible for us to do in this situation, because we may be able to have some sort of workaround, and I can give you a call back. So this is me having to call her back, and essentially the response was, we can't do anything for her. This has gone all the way up the chain of command. Nothing is going to be done. Essentially was
she's out of luck.
Truly. And I mean, in those situations like that, I'm kind of like relieved in a way, because it just makes the conversation very easy, because I can just keep saying, I'm sorry, nothing will be done. So I call her and I'm like, okay, so your account is not going to change and we can't honor such and such request. So what you'll have to do is, what I was just doing is, if you want to avoid this fee, just pay when you can. You get what I'm saying? Just pay when it's comfortable with your financial situation to pay, so that you avoid getting this fee for paying multiple times in a month. And she was like, well, no, that's not okay, because I have to pay this bill, but I also have other bills that I have to pay, and I can't afford to pay this and incur this fee and then have to pay these other bills. And I'm like, I kept saying to her, well, if you have other things that are more of a priority, then I understand you not paying a medical bill. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying this on a recorded line. This is the kind of bitch I am on the phone.
This will get you fired.
I don't give a fuck, because I'm like, girl,
don't pay us. Pay your other bills.
That's what I'm saying. Because you're already at the point where I told you that it's not going to work, and you're saying like, I have to pay, for food on the table. I have to pay my electric bill. It's like, girl, I'm trying to say it without saying it. Don't pay this bill if you can't pay it.
Yeah.
Right. Don't pay it. And it's just, girl, if I was in that situation, I just wouldn't pay it. Like, I just wouldn't pay it. And I kept saying to her, like, girl, if you can't afford to pay the bill, it's okay. Because I understand you not wanting to incur this specific fee, but you can't pay it. And she was like, this is not okay, and going in, and I was just kept saying the same thing over and over again in hopes that at some point it would penetrate, so that she would just hang up the phone. That's not what happened. So I say all that to say, it's like, white people are built differently. Like, truly are built differently. I learned so many lessons in these two interactions I had with these white women, because like it felt like she had her own internal shame for not being able to pay a bill. You get what I'm saying? And that's why she felt like such an obligation to pay, so much so that she was trying to force the system to kind of like conform to her. Right. As opposed to just like making the individual decision to say, it's okay, I can't afford to pay this bill, I don't have the means. Which is, again, everyone knows my position. You shouldn't have to pay for this shit. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Especially because it's a medical bill.
Right. You shouldn't have to pay for this shit. But the system is the system, and we still are a part of the system, even if we're working to, undo the system. But like, she felt so like morally compelled to pay that even me telling her that the account, once it goes to the agency, is not going to report to the credit bureaus, so you're fine, you just literally just have to pay the bill when you have the money. And to her, that just wasn't okay, because she wanted her requests to be honored so badly, and she felt like she was entitled to them being honored.
That's the part that gets me.
Right.
It's like, you want me to change an entire system for you, the individual, right, instead of you, the individual, being like, well, I'm just not going to participate in this system right now.
Right. When you have and I'm giving you the out, I'm saying that it would be different. I would be more understanding of where she was coming from if it was a situation where there was like credit ramifications, or like you could potentially be taken to court or something like that over a fucking, balance or something. That's not the case here. I was just saying that literally just pay it when you can. We'll post the money to the account, and we'll put it towards your balance, and then once it's paid, it's paid. But she couldn't. That was not satisfying to her. Like,
white people are really just built differently.
I don't understand, because again, if this was me, I just would not
It would have been
Pay it.
okay, thank you, and I would have hung up.
Right. And I wouldn't feel bad about the fact that, because it's a question of materials and means. Like, I'm assuming you're a hardworking person who's out here working for your money, and sometimes the money that you make doesn't cover everything that you have to pay. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. That doesn't mean that you should be, feeling ashamed about this. And I mean, I guess it's kind of like a generational thing, because I just was like, girl, as soon as I got off the phone, I was like, I don't understand why you just don't pay it. Like, you don't have to pay it.
Right. Just don't pay it.
So that was my tale from the belly of the beast, and it was just annoying that I had to call this lady back, and then I had to call her back after that, but she didn't answer. So praise God. Praise God. Hopefully she doesn't call back.
I want it to stop snowing, or it needs to snow. It needs to snow a whole lot so that I don't have to leave the house, or it needs to not snow at all.
I agree.
Because my job is under the impression that niggas can drive through 6 feet of snow safely in the morning. And I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't feel like niggas can drive safely when there's no snow on the ground. So you got me fucked up if you think that I'm coming in when there's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Or it's actively snowing, or it's actively sleeting. No, I'm staying in the house. And I also feel bad for people who are working from home. Mm-hmm. Because you no longer get the option to stay in the house if it's snowing, But I don't. I leave the house every morning. And when there's snow coming out of the sky, I be ready to quit my job.
Yeah, that whole, it's crazy how, when you were a child, you thought, oh, snow, fun, cute. I get to play in the snow day.
Fuck all of that.
As an adult, it's I don't want to leave the house.
I don't want to get out of bed.
Girl, I'm not going in this motherfucking snow, bitch, so my car can go in a whole fucking circle.
Absolutely not.
Bitch, and me be in a fucking $18,000 car pile up and shit over me trying to get to this job that I don't care about.
That doesn't care about me.
Right.
Also, I hate it here. This is the bad timeline.
Isn't it also wild that, am I the only one who's bitch, spring is here and it's snowing?
Well, yeah, but we didn't really get a winter. I was thinking about that, how it was 60 degrees in December, and how niggas was outside in shorts and tank tops on Christmas.
Girl, I mean, but that's again, them being built differently. That's their MO.
But I was just like, winter's just not going to happen. Global warming, hello.
Right.
But then February came and it said, oh,
you thought, bitch.
It's winter.
Oh, you thought it, but I needed to stop. I needed to stop. Mother Nature. It was cute. It's cute to look at.
It's not even cute to look at anymore.
Well, the other day it was kind of cute though when it snowed and it was when the roads are clear and it's a light, fluffy, snow.
You know where I could get that? In a picture. That'd be nice.
Or a movie.
Mm-hmm. I have a virtual reality headset. Be great to sit in there and let it snow. I'm not trying to have that shit in real life and have to go outside and deal with things. I have dogs. They have to go outside.
Oh yeah, never mind. Throw the whole fucking season away. It's also really cold too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody has to shovel the sidewalk. It was never me, but somebody has to do it.
And I had to clean off my mom's car and my car. And I mean, it really wasn't bad though because the snow was light. But when it gets crunchy.
Yeah. When it was light, it was not a big deal. Plus, we have this really big snow broom thing that you just push and the whole car is just oh. But then there was one time where it snowed on
And you have a tank too. Bitch, I couldn't imagine fucking cleaning that car off. My God.
It snowed a Friday night and I didn't have to go to work until Tuesday. So Tuesday came and the snow was frozen and hard.
I'm sorry.
The snow was frozen and hard and I was chiseling my car out of it and I was well, this is dumb. I'm not going anywhere.
Building a whole fucking statue, bitch, from fucking clay to get your car out of the driveway.
If you're ever interested in watching me play, The Sims, Animal Crossing, sometimes I do some pew pew games. You can follow me or check me out on twitch.tv/Taylor Renee. I be having a good time, okay? I be having a great time. We be playing The Sims. We've come up with a really cool LP. LP is short for Let's Play. Anyway, right now where we're trying to have 100 babies while also being a black widow. So marrying rich men and then stealing their money and then killing them. And also being haunted by a bunch of ghosts in the house, in the haunted house that we live in with our 100 babies and all of our husbands. It's a fun time. I think you should stop by. Twitch.tv/Taylor Renee.
Sorry, we just complained about our lives.
At some point, we're going to like, you know, have a happy story to tell you or something.
Well, let me ask you a happy question. I was thinking about this when I was driving here, and I don't know if you have an answer, but I was just thinking about this.
Okay.
Do you think that there's anything that you've learned, like that the pandemic and quarantine has taught you, like in a positive way?
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words because it's something to do with like routine.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there was a point in time, a very short point in time, where I did not have to leave the house to go to work, and I was just sitting doing nothing for a while, and I was like, okay, we need to have at least some semblance of regular life. So like even if that just means getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, having breakfast, and then you sit around and do nothing. So like I figured out how to structure, there we go. I figured out how to structure my life a little bit.
Right.
Without having outside forces to do it, you know? Because it's not I have to get up and leave and go to work. It's I have to get up and sit on the couch. But I've had to import my own structure there.
And
if you think about it, something else has structured your life, your entire life. Because like ever since kindergarten, at least, you've had to get up and go and do something for the majority of your day.
because some authority is
Yeah.
that you have to do it, or some
And then
force. Yeah.
when you finish school, even if you go to higher education, then work is that other force. So in the pandemic, for the little bit of time that I was home, it was me controlling everything. It was great.
Yeah.
But I did have to figure out how to do it on my own.
That's such a good answer. I don't know if I have one. I thought of the question but didn't think of an answer. I mean, honestly, kind of similar to yours. I think really the whole thing about the pandemic has taught me that I have the capacity to really adapt to a situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can observe a situation, understand how it's going to impact my life, and look at it and make a decision, like in terms of changing my behavior in order to be okay within said circumstance. Because it's like, bitch, because of capitalism, we talk about this every fucking episode, you still have to produce. So that means that I have to be okay enough to produce. So that means that, you know, okay, you're going to the gym, I'm going to have to get used to wearing this mask.
Yep.
Like, that's going to be something I'm going to do. I'm going to have to get used to when I'm out in public space wearing this mask, washing your hands 87,000 times, cleaning out the machines before and after you use them. Like, I've learned how to adapt, and that has made me realize that, like, once you really learn how to, like, maneuver within a problem or a situation and kind of find yourself in it, that you really can do anything the fuck that you want. Like, the fact that, like, throughout this whole thing, I've been able to maintain a semblance of a gym routine, I maintain a semblance of, like, a grooming self-care routine. Like, all that to me says that, like, when we get out of this shit, the only person that's stopping myself from doing something that I want to do is me. And I think that, kind of similar to yours, it's like the whole thing has taught me the ability to, like, establish routine also, but to adapt to a problem and be able to come up with a solution that makes me still feel like me within a given circumstance. Like, niggas obviously have to sacrifice. Like,
well, that's like the opposite of what we were talking about earlier, right? Because like that white woman at the gym could not adapt. She was entitled to the piece of equipment that you were on, and she needed the world to adapt to her instead of her adapting to the world.
And my thing is, it's like, she said at the beginning, girl, we can really have a whole episode about this. She said at the beginning, I'll work around you. So you made that she didn't mean it
at all.
You made that commitment to me as someone who is a fellow gym goer to work around me. So you should have waited until I was done so that you could work around me. Because there have been situations where there have been someone else who's on, again, going back to the rant, there has been somebody else on the machine that I'm using, and in my internal dialogue, I'm like, bitch, get off my fucking machine. But
internal is the key word there.
Internal. I don't go up to this person and say, bitch, get off my fucking machine, because we're not in kindergarten, bitch. So I just go and find something else to do, or I wait.
That's generally how the gym works.
And let me calm down, because I'm really getting annoyed again. Because it's like, it happens with the leg press too. I just really need to go to another gym. Like, this is no shade to Planet Fitness at all, but I really just need to go to another gym where they have, like, different copies of the same machines. Like the Planet Fitness that I go to, they don't really have copies of a lot of like leg machines. So like they only have two. They have the hip abductor machine where you push out, and then they have the hip abductor machine where you push in. They only have one of each of those. They only have one leg press. Like the one that we did that one time we went to the gym where you like put the weights on. They only have one of those. I just need to find another place to go. That's all. That's all.
That one's my favorite. Where you put the weights on and then you push your legs out.
That's my favorite. I could really, one of these days I'm going to do like a leg workout podcast where we talk about my favorite leg exercises.
Okay.
That's my favorite
That
one.
can be your bonus bite this season. Instead of anime, it's your workouts.
Come on. And don't do them because, again, I'm not a fitness person, so I don't want you to die. But that's
and
what
you
I
will
do.
die. Because I went to the gym once with Isaiah. We were doing arms, and I wanted to fight. I wanted to punch him in his face.
And it's not that I hate arms, but like, what the fuck is an arm workout? Like, what the fuck? You just lift things up and put them down.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
But this nigga was like, get your weights. And I think I picked like 15-pound weights, which was a mistake. And he was like, we're doing 60 reps. And I was like, sir, 60?
Because here's my thing when I work out. Like, I will work with you. We're going to meet the goal, but it's like how you get there is your business. That's how I think of it. So if you want to do 10 sets of 6, it's going to take you 8 years. It's going to take you 8 years, but bitch, you're going to get there. That's how I work. So I will walk away and just be like, okay, so where are we at? What rep we at?
3. We're on the 3rd rep. We've picked this up and put it down 3 times.
Bitch, I remember one time I went to the gym with Shaylin, and this bitch, I put her machine for her because I was like, okay, we did a little bit more resistance because bitch, she was on the bike and she was just like on 0 resistance. And I'm like, girl.
She was out for a stroll. She wasn't actually working.
Girl, I'm like, you're like kicking your feet in a pool, bitch. We need you to do some fucking work. And I was like, let me turn this up. I walk away. It's turned down. Oh, it's 0. Like, let me turn up the resistance. And it was turned all the way the fuck down.
Does that surprise you at all?
No, it doesn't. But I was like, in my mind, we're just going to, act like she was doing that for more than the 10 seconds where I walked away.
I'm having a birthday party on stream next Sunday. No, the Sunday after this comes out. So the Sunday after this episode airs, I will be having a birthday party on stream. If you play Animal Crossing, or if you play Mario Kart 8, or if you play Mario Party, come through. We're going to be doing some things. Twitch.tv/Taylor Renee. Okay, so for the skinny this week, I wanted to talk about fat representation in the gaming sphere because, like I've said like 42 times since we started season 2 of this podcast, I have entered the gaming sphere.
Yes.
I play a lot of Sims, and what I like about the Sims is, well, I like to build, number one, but I like to play dress up with the Sims because you get a ton of clothing. You can do basically whatever you want, and I'm not gonna say free because it's not free, but it's not like having to go and shop and dress myself, it's not quite that expensive. But what I'm realizing is, first of all, to create fat Sims, there's one preset for fat Sims, for Sims with body, one preset. And the clothes just don't look as good on that body, which I guess is reflective of life.
When you say preset, you mean like when they give you, because I haven't played The Sims in a minute, so when they give you the options in order for you to select fat, like they don't give you like a slider, they give you like one.
They give you 2 body sliders where you can add body fat, but if you don't select like the fat shaped body preset to begin with, if you add fat to like a slim body, it just makes you like a little pudgy,
Like
it doesn't
thick
really
or
make
whatever.
it doesn't really make you fat. But if you select the fat, I keep saying fat, fat's not a bad word to me.
Neither is it.
When Kiana was editing, she was like, "You're really calling them the fats?" And I was like, "Bitch, yes, I'm a fat."
Girl,
Don't tell me how to talk to my niggas. Like
fat people with opinions, bitch. We're the fat people.
You're gonna call them fats? I don't like that. It's not for you. Anyway,
Girl, we just had a conversation about that. I feel like we've already talked about that, but someone DM'd me and was like, remember I posted on Instagram this week. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I posted on Instagram this week and I was like, because I got on the scale, I don't know why I did that. I got on the scale and I was like, I'm 300 pounds even. And The person was like, I posted a cute picture. I was like, this is what 300 pounds look like. And I said explicitly, when people say to me, oh no, Isaiah, you're not fat. And I was like, no, bitch, I am fat. I'm 300 fucking pounds. Someone DM'd me, this crush that I have, who's so fucking cute and so fine. And hopefully you never hear this, but he is so cute. And he DM'd me, he was like, you're not fat.
Bitch.
You're just thick. And I was like, no, I'm fat. He was like, you're beautiful. And I was like, I didn't say that.
I am.
Right. I am beautiful. However, I'm also fat.
Because those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Right. It's just so interesting. But go ahead. Sorry.
So when you select the fat preset, there's like a skinny, an average, and then a fat, and then you can build off of them, right?
Okay.
So you select the fat preset. It gives you like big ass hips, a big butt, big boobs if you're a girl, and rolls, which is like, okay, I guess that's like society's idea of fat, whatever. But then when you go to dress them, even the like pre-made clothes, like the clothes that come with the game, not even talking about CC custom content, the clothes that come with the game don't sit on the bodies the way that they do the other bodies. And it's like, okay, that's reflective of life. And I guess if you are looking at a clothing company, they're like, of course it's not going to sit right. You have to cut things differently, blah, blah, blah. But this is a game. Like, this is lines of code. If anywhere there were going to be a place where fashion thrived on everybody, it would be in a video game. Yeah. So why is it still crazy? Also, why is there only one preset for fat? I mean, there's only one preset for all of them. We should talk about that because bodies come in all shapes and sizes. And if this is a life simulation game, it should simulate life. But even in other games, in Animal Crossing, or not Animal Crossing, on Facebook or Snapchat, when you make your Bitmoji, there's only one option for fat. And it's like, it pissed me off because I went for the biggest body shape and it gave me these long pendulous boobs that like went all the way down to my like waistband, and I was like, is this what fat is to y'all? I don't understand
the disrespect.
I just don't think. And Sims is really the only game, Sims and Animal Crossing are really the only games that I've come across that have any fat representation at all. Because if we're talking like Tekken, or I play a lot of Soul Calibur, first of all of the girls are naked, and then they're all really skinny, they're all really like well-built bodies. And I guess if you're thinking like they're warriors, they're fighters, but like
athletes, whatever,
but like no, because we talked about Lizzo last week, and I mean, she's not an athlete, but she be doing some workouts that skinny bitches can't do. Okay. So
I could never sing a whole fucking track and then walk on an incline on the treadmill. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was just thinking about this, but it's like, when you play a video game, do you prefer there to be customization options, or do you prefer there not to be?
I think it depends on the game. For me, the types of games that I play, yes. But even if I'm playing like Call of Duty, I play Call of Duty sometimes with friends. If I'm customizing my character, I tend to go for female characters. I tend to go for black female characters. So even that is a customization. Like, it's not the stock white man with a gun, you know? But yes, I would prefer, if I'm playing a video game, especially a first-person video game, like a first-person shooter or an RPG, that if there is customization available, that I'm able to find someone who looks like me.
Yeah. When people say media representation matters, like, I think people think it's just like, oh, this is not like an important subject. It doesn't really have any material benefit for people. But it's like, a lot of times when we're consuming like content and information all the time. So it's like, you want to see people that look like you represented in the things that you're consuming, so that way you can like literally enjoy the experience of consuming said content. So I mean, I don't find myself often, when I watch people play video games, immediately, if you can't create a character, like, I just am disinterested in games that like automatically like assign you a specific gender, a specific race, a specific, like, you're playing as this person. And it's like, I get it from a story perspective, because you're kind of creating a story around a person, and then you're following that person. But it's kind of like, I don't know, like, I think
it could still be that person though, and you be able to customize that person's physical appearance.
Right.
and the story still makes sense.
And the story, right? And I just feel like I prefer, because when I think about like The Last of Us, for example, I don't know if you know what The Last of Us is. The Last of Us, for example, like that is a very story-driven game. And
there's not near a black person in the first one, is there?
No, there is. Homegirl, who was a Firefly, who I don't know. I mean, spoiler alert. I don't know if anyone. I mean, it's an old ass game. Homeboy killed her at the end of the. She was a Firefly. She had like natural hair too. She was cute. There's also like black people that you had to kill.
Yeah, well, in the second one, the one black character that I can think of, we had to kill her too. So.
Oh damn! I didn't watch the second one.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking. Spoiler alert. Spoiling doesn't really. The only show that I care about spoilers is fucking Attack on Titan.
Bitch.
That's the only show that I care about. If you spoil some shit, I'm really gonna be mad.
We can talk about that later in the podcast too, because I've been watching.
Girl. But yeah, I prefer games where you can customize the character, and I think there are fat representations in video games, but I think the common thread that I see, because I literally was just watching a game earlier today. Someone was playing Demon Souls remake. I don't know if you know what Demon Souls is. They just released the remake of that video game, and there's a character. And I mean, I haven't finished the playthrough, but there's a character who's called the Adjudicator, and he's like a boss that you play, and he's fat, but it's like fatness done in a way that's like grotesque, like horrifying, like. And I feel like that's kind of when I do see fatness done in video games, it's kind of done more so in that way, like either humorous or like horrifying.
Yeah, sloppy and disgusting.
Right. And it's like, is this how we imagine bodies? And it's kind of like, I get it in the purpose of like a fantasy RPG game where like this is the demon that you're attacking. So like I kind of get it, but it's also like when that is the only representation that we're seeing of fat people in games, it's kind of like, because like even when I watch people play games online, sometimes they'll make a character fat for the purposes of like when they create the character, they do it as like a humor thing. Like, oh, let me make this fat character so you can see this fat body running around killing things, and I'm like, why is this funny?
There's a whole trend in the Sims community called Breed Out the Ugly, where you make a really ugly sim and then you try to mate them with pretty sims until you have a pretty child.
Oh wow.
And if you go on the gallery, which is like where other people upload their creations, and look for ugly sim, 90% of them are fat.
Wow. Like this is, I mean, it's just like fucked up, because it's like the content and the media, it's sifted through the eyes of the person that's creating it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't people who are like objective arbiters and just creating things, and then people are able to, you know, change them to fit whatever kind of thing that they want to do. It's like these forms of media go through many eyes and then in many people, and those people have a say in how the media, you know, turns out, and their understanding of fat people, their perspective on fat people, their perspective on body positivity, all that, you know, comes out in the media. Like, and it's just sad to see, like, but it's kind of like, do we take what we can get kind of thing? Because it could just be that we're not represented at all, because I feel like,
yeah, but like, no, I don't accept that, because yeah, we could not be represented at all, and that would be bad, but like having negative representation is just as bad.
It's definitely bad. Yeah, it's definitely bad.
I was thinking about times where seeing myself represented in media has really changed my perspective on myself and the world around me. I was reflecting on that, and the first example of that I could think of was Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Not only because Cinderella was black, but because one of the stepsisters was fat and black.
Yes.
And she sang that song, bitch. That song.
How would a fella want a girl like her?
She said, why wouldn't he want a solid girl like me? And I
Right.
said, bitch, I'm confused too.
And she said she was like strong as an ox.
Yes.
And yes. I was like, bitch, yes, we
Correct.
are strong. Okay. And she's so pretty. Like,
That really changed things for me. I went from, oh, I could be a princess if I were skinny, to, oh, bitch, a solid girl like me.
And like honestly, low key, the stepsisters has better personalities than Cinderella. When she keys. But you think I want to hang out with them, bitch? I want to hang out with Cinderella. She wants to get the dick. That was her whole situation. That's cool. I'm here for you, girl. But I want to hang out with the stepsisters. We can go shopping, bitch. We went shopping. They were getting sickening hats. Like, okay, and the mom, we can shade her in the corner while we talk about other shit. Like, I just felt like they were better people to hang out with than Cinderella. Meanwhile, they're like evil,
right?
Stepsisters, but it's fun being evil.
Being evil's fine as long as you have sickening hats,
right? Oh my god, R.I.P. to that actress. I forget her name. Shit, I forgot her name, but yeah, R.I.P. to that actress who played her in that movie because she was.
Oh yeah, she did die in like late 2019, right?
2020. She died.
Oh,
recently.
It was recently.
Yeah, and she was in Baps too, which I was obsessed with as well. Yeah, I just, to your point, yeah, seeing specifically, I mean, a lot of the characters who I idolized and saw like got something out of them are usually Black women growing up. Like, I'm obsessed with Storm. She's like everything to me. But
which Storm? Like the character Storm, or like Halle Berry as Storm?
Absolutely not.
Vivica. Angela Bassett as Storm. That's who it was.
She wasn't in Storm. She wasn't Storm. She was an X-Men.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Halle Berry was Storm.
No, I know Halle Berry was. I feel like Angela Bassett was a Storm at one point. No, I made that up.
She was not. She was in Black Panther. She had white hair.
No, I knew that. That's not what I'm talking about.
She was not Storm, but no, the cartoon Storm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Storm was that girl. Like, she truly was that girl, and it's crazy because like. Going back and watching like old cartoons and watching the X-Men, like Storm truly was like a moral character, like always seeking to go the road where it was the most like non-violent option, always trying to do what was right and do what was just, and like meanwhile she's one of the most powerful beings on Earth and can destroy like whole fucking climates and earth and worlds. But she was like, let's just do what we need to do to protect humanity, even though they fucking, want to see us dead as mutants. Like, she really was that girl. But like, to your point, like seeing representations of just like strong people of color, strong queer people, strong Black people, like that really, builds your self-esteem in a way that if you don't have those representations, it could be, I don't know, like just challenging to find yourself in the world.
Or to seem like you belong anywhere.
Right.
Angela Bassett is the front runner to play Storm in the new X-Men movie.
Is she?
But I'm not sure how they're going to make that work because X-Men is now it's under Disney, so it is connected to Marvel. Mm-hmm. And she was already the Queen Mother in Black Panther, and weren't Black Panther and Storm in a relationship. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, they're definitely going to redo that. I low-key want either Angelica Ross to play Storm or fucking homegirl from Pose, the mother of the House of Abundance in the House of Wintour. I forget her name, the actress's name, but she should play Storm as well because the fucking cheekbones. The Storm is fucking tall as shit, and like darker skin. Obviously, I don't want no beige ass Storm. Like no transparent see through ass Storm, and I just want someone to really give me like all of the way the Storm carries herself. She's very like. She's just drama, like truly like dramatic in everything that she does, and I just need someone
to see it
who's gonna carry that energy in everything that she does. No shade, Halle Berry, but girl, like, are there any games that you've experienced where they've done fatness well?
Okay, hold on.
Like, when you play The Sims, can you download things so that you can change your character? And it's like...
Yeah, it's not that every piece of clothing looks bad on a fat body in The Sims. Mm-hmm. It's just annoying to me that any of them do because it's a video game and you could make it so that it doesn't. But I have watched a Sims series that one of my friends on Twitter produces.
Mm-hmm.
It's called 600 Pound Sisters or something. And I was nervous at first because I was like, this is going to be dumb. This
Right.
is going to just be a bunch of making a fool of fat people. But it's actually really cute and it's really well put together. So there's that. That's not really, I guess that's video game representation. That's her choosing to represent fat bodies in a positive light through this video game.
Yeah, but I mean that's helpful because it shows the capacity for the games to
Yeah.
be, you know, maneuvered, or you know, fucking
Manipulated.
manipulated, shaped in such a way where you can change it so that's like a more positive representation. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to be a fighter on Soul Calibur, you know? I want to be a warrior. I want to see people who look like me, you know, finding kingdom keys and shit.
Right, and it's like that's one of the things I really don't like about Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to be Sora, to be honest, but I love the game is sickening, but I don't want to be Sora. Like I always wanted to know what's going on with Kyrie, even though because I always wanted to, I'm more like interested in female characters. I don't know why.
Kyrie was honestly the worst.
But like, girl, I want to know what's going on with her. It's Sora. Like at least let me make Sora into something. Sora's like a gender
yeah.
fluidity, non-conforming kind of name. So I could there's a boy named Sora, so there should be like an option to choose
And
it.
one of the follow-ups, I think Ventus is a girl. One of them is a girl. So you know how there's like Sora, Riku, and Kyrie? In
Yes.
some of the follow-up games, there are other trios who have different names. Aqua, Ventus, and Terra,
Yes,
I think.
Yep, I do remember that one.
Aqua
Request.
is the girl, but you get to play as her for a little while. It's pretty cool.
That's cute, but again, I wanted the option in the original game. But like, to your point, I want to see whole characters, and that's, I mean, a testament to Last of Us that I do appreciate is they did have a whole fat character in the Last of Us, the first one, and he was gay. So like, I mean, I think he was.
Come on, checking 2 boxes.
Right, and he was white, but it was kind of like,
It's also like you had to check both those boxes with the same character. You couldn't spread it around, but whatever. I'm not going to complain.
we're not gonna play, you know. But it's like, and there was some dialogue that was like, okay, we're gonna, you know, talk about your fatness in a way that's kind of like demeaning, but it also was like, okay, there is opportunities for there to be whole character stories shaped and created where fatness is represented, and it's a part of it, it's not a part of it, but you still get these fully rounded characters. So that's what I want. Like, I want to see. It's because it's just another way that people live life. Like, these are stories that can be told, and I don't understand why we can't see a fat person fucking, you know, fighting crime, or, you know, a fat Batman.
Come on, fat bat.
I don't know.
A fat Batman.
A fat Batman or some shit. I don't know, but like, it would be cool to see people who can understand the breadth of the human experience and put that into their games and make characters who are fat, who are black, who are queer, and it be done in a way that's like intentional, that's tasteful, that's like making me enjoy these characters. So that's what I want.
I just want to fight. I want to be able to be a warrior. That's it. That's all I want.
Like a fat Amazon, like a
Yes.
Wonder Woman game. Bitch.
I saw this TikTok. I need to stay off TikTok. But I saw this TikTok of this woman, and it was like, the caption was like, I might be fat, but, and then she started listing off all these things that she does as a girlfriend, where she's like, I cook, I clean, I rub your back at night. And I'm just like, beautiful women who have like strong bodies to carry children. Not that that's like what women are made for or anything, but like,
Right.
beautiful women who have strong bodies are out here thinking that they have to be slaves in order to be
Like,
appreciated. Like,
that's wild.
I might be fat, but like, no.
And you don't have to like demonstrate your worth.
Right. At any size, honestly, but definitely not because you're fat.
And it's also kind of like you're trying to, like, the way that you're framing it as a con to be fat in the first place, so that you have to compensate for that. So it's
Right.
like, oh, I'm not fat, but I can do all these, I'm a wonderful person, I can do all these other great things for you, as opposed to being, I'm just a fat person who takes care of someone.
Right.
Like,
I'm fat and I also.
right, girl. I just want people, again, body positivity is about people deserve positive experiences with their body and positive self-image. People deserve that, and I don't want you to feel like you have to prove your worth to someone in order to kind of like mask isn't the right word, but like
compensate
for the fact that you're fat. Girl, I feel bad for her.
It really pissed me off.
I'm sorry,
It really pissed me off.
Let's talk about Attack on Titan. Is that going to be our weekly consumption?
Yeah, okay, that can be. Yes, because I have consumed 2.5 seasons of that bitch in the last week.
What was the last episode that you watched?
Season 3, episode 6. So spoilers, if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, we finna talk about the first 2.5 seasons. I just got to the point where the Rice dude, what's her name?
The Rice dude.
Historia's father.
Okay.
His last name is Rice, right?
Yes.
He kidnapped Historia and Eren, and he told Historia, I don't believe this man, but he told Historia that they are the like official bloodline or whatever, and they're the only ones that can end the Titans, and she has to eat Eren. She decided not to do it. Eren was like, oh, but you should eat me because that's gonna put everything back the way it's supposed to be. Eren gets the fuck on my nerves. He gets the fuck on my nerves. And then we got to the point where Professor Rice is what I'm gonna call him because I don't know his name.
Right.
Rod
Rice.
He licked the stuff off the ground and became a Titan, and then he was dragging his face across the ground, trying to get through the wall. I think he got to the wall, and then Eren threw some bombs in his mouth, and he blew up. I think that's where I stopped.
Okay.
I think that's where I am.
Okay.
So
you are plowing through.
I am addicted because I need to know what the fuck is going on. I just have so many questions because my first couple of questions were, are we all Titans? Did we all descend from Titans?
They're going to answer that question.
Are we all about to become Titans? But once I got to, yes, some of us did in fact descend from Titans or can turn into Titans. I'm still not entirely sure on how that worked in the beginning. Once I got to that, once we got to the point where it was like, okay, I understand how Eren became a Titan, and I understand, who else did I understand? What's the girl's name? Historia's little girlfriend.
Ymir.
Yeah. I understood how, or why she was a Titan, not how she became one, but I understood why she was a Titan. Now it's just like, okay, so are we all about to become Titans? Because that's where it should go in my mind. Also, this political struggle inside the wall is dumb. The king wasn't actually a king. He was an idiot. He was run by parliament. Like everything is crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy because you're starting to experience what I experienced, where it's like the world was getting bigger the more that it went.
Because the issue was the Titans, but now the issue is everything else.
Right? As well as the Titans. Like,
the Titans are a small issue compared to everything else going on.
I really want people to watch this show because it's so like, even people who don't watch anime, I want you to watch because it does story building in such a great way. Because like at first you're like, okay, so where the fuck are these Titans coming from? And then you still have that question, and they start to kind of feed you little answers. But then they'd be like, okay, but the Titans are coming. But guess what? We have this internal struggle where their government is trying to be overthrown by.
Because I'm in the middle of season 3, and it's still like okay, I still need to know where these Titans are coming from. But also, did the people in charge just say that we're not going to save all of the refugees that are coming in here? Is that what just happened? They said, fuck everybody else.
So you met Kenny.
Yes.
Kenny?
Yeah. Okay. Also, I think this was in like season 2, where I think it was the beginning of season 2, where they were like, we sent the first recovery mission or whatever outside of the wall in order to quell the population. Like, we sent them out there to die because there was too many of us in here. Like, y'all are really wilding. We're out here trying to save y'all lives, and you're like, no, we need you to die.
Like,
what?
I could not be in the Survey Corps
at all.
I remember I saw this post that was like, would you want to be in the Survey Corps or be on the front lines versus Madara?
I asked you that in the.
You did? Yeah, I remember that. That shit, sir, I could not be in the Survey Corps.
I couldn't be a scout, period.
Girl.
Y'all got me fucked up. The first time I see this giant ass thing with its mouth open, oh, take me. I'm here. I'm a snack.
And it's like this show will really, I feel all of the emotions because it'll make you feel like, oh, we're going to get all through this. There's triumphant music, bitch. Our people have gone through this training where they're demonstrating like an intentionality and they're capable of fucking fighting these titans. They're brave. Then something happens when someone just loses an arm.
Yeah, you get, it's giving Game of Thrones where it's like, oh, they just picked up Aaron in the first fucking episode or the first 2 episodes. He can't die. He's the main fucking character. I mean, he didn't end up dying, but it looked like the nigga was dead.
I was like, Mikasa is pissed. Like, if she would have died, I would be pissed. I would be livid. Like, I was going to be so mad because she was my favorite character.
That's what you said. You were like, I would need to write a letter to the creators and ask them, okay, so where's my version where she's still alive?
Because this, you can send this out to the rest of them. However, I need one that's especially sent to me where Mikasa lives and she is the queen bitch mother. Because she truly is that girl to me. I love her.
She's
so
really
much.
the only one who deserves rights. I enjoy Historia and I enjoy Emir. But Mikasa is really the only one who is worth her weight. Like, everybody else can go. Y'all complain too much. You do stupid shit. Get some perspective. Like, we are really about to die multiple ways from the inside and the outside. Like, come on.
And it's wild to me that when they found out, okay, so let's really get into it. So when they found out that Eren was a Titan, the fact that their immediate response was, we need to kill him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not like, let's unpack this.
Right.
Like, let's look at this and figure out what the fuck is going on. Why is he a Titan? That's why I appreciate characters like Eren and fucking Armin, because they're like, we need to come up with answers to these questions, because that's why we're in the situation in the first place. Where are the Titans coming from? Why are they eating us, bitch? We want to know the answer to these questions so that we can figure out what the fuck is going on, so that maybe we can come up with some sort of solution.
Because if we actually ask these questions and got some answers, it might be a situation where we're just like, oh, all this is dumb.
Right.
We could all just stop and everything would be fine.
Oh, I also love Hanji. I also love Hanji so fucking much, bitch. When who is it? The name of the 2 Titans that they end up killing, that Annie killed.
The ones that they had,
Bean and Sunny and Bean. Yeah, Hanji, I fucking love her. I really love her because, again, she's one of those people that's like, I want to know what's going on, and she really has a very scientific, like,
she be wildin'.
Scientific method, like, let me unpack this. Okay, so they are dormant in the nighttime, like really trying to research this and observe them to figure out how we can.
She was like really in love with Eren when she found out that Eren could turn into a Titan. It was like oh my gosh, I want to touch it.
Right.
Let me see. It was wild.
When she touched him and she burned her fucking head, bitch, and she was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And was crying. I'm like, girl, what? I love her so much. This show is so good.
It's really good. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, this is, especially because you don't have to wait 8 seasons for the enemy to show up and then defeat them in the same night. That's not this. That was Game of Thrones. The enemy is here from day 1 and they be really eating your ass.
In season 4, girl,
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Season 4, and that's why I can't wait for you to finish season 3, because I'm gonna send you a video that's gonna help you explain. That's gonna help explain everything.
Okay.
And then you'll understand.
I have so many questions.
But I love that though, because you keep going because you have those questions. You really want to know what's going on.
And they're really good at leaving you on a cliffhanger, bitch. Because there's been multiple times where it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch one more episode, and then I get to the end of the episode, and it's fucking some shit like Eren just turned into a Titan who is completely hard now.
Right.
And now I need to know what the fuck is going on. So I have to watch the next episode, and then it's 4:30 in the morning and I have to go to work. So now I've been up all night watching Attack on Titan.
How did you feel about Annie? Did you feel bad for her? Did you feel...
Trying to figure out what side of this I'm on has been confusing, because I think maybe I'm on the side of the Titans. I think maybe that's where I belong. But no, I feel like Annie, she just went about things incorrectly, and things could have gone differently for her had she just communicated. I feel the same way about Bertold and what's the other dude's name? Reiner. I just feel like if y'all had opened your mouths and said, this is why we're doing this, things could have been very different.
I cannot wait for you to, because we're going to return to this conversation. I can't wait for you to watch season 4 because it really has me sitting here thinking like, where do I stand on this issue? Because it's like, I can't give too much, but girl,
I want to know where the Titans came from, because Ymir's story, her backstory was like, oh, I walked the earth for like 400 years as a Titan before I transformed into a human. And I was like, well, how the fuck did you do that? One.
Right.
And also, you're 400 years old. She's 400 years old.
well, I think there's, I can't give you
And then
details.
you became a child and you grew up and then decided to be a scout to hunt you. Like, I'm so
Well,
confused.
Ymir's kind of an interesting character because Ymir, she's kind of an interesting character because she kind of is just a wrench thrown into the whole story because she kind of is operating without any intent outside of preserving, like self-preservation.
Yeah.
That's truly, so it's, I wouldn't read too much into her story until you see how it's connected to
Okay.
the other characters because
And Rainer, is it Rainer's the blonde one, right?
Reiner, yeah.
He was like, I think one of his lines was like, no, I'm over this. I'm taking Eren and we're going home. And I was like, well, bitch, where the fuck is home? Like,
Bitch, I have to pee. I have to pee. I'm sorry. I have to pee. I have to pee. This is why you need to finish. Bitch.
if you're interested in reading, I am starting a book club on my in my Discord. We are still in the process of picking a book for the month of March, but we have a couple options. And if you are into joining the book club, you can bring a book that you would like us to read, and we're all going to vote on which book we read for March. That's happening in my Discord. The link will be in the description below.
Yeah. So when you found out that Reiner and fucking Bertolt were the
In that moment, I was, because when Armin was putting it all together in his head, because he was thinking about when they were on the field and how Reiner was really trying to figure out where Armin thought Eren would be.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And then the female Titan picked him up and didn't kill him.
I'm sorry. Let me just. Armin is really that nigga.
Yes.
He truly is that nigga because he's like. Will look at a situation and say, okay, we need to think about this. Like, we really need to unpack this and figure out what's going on with this food.
It looks great. Right. I want him to start getting there a little faster.
Yes.
Just a little bit faster, just so that we can, skip all the things where we're now on top of the wall with these two Titans that we don't know are Titans.
Right.
Putting ourselves in danger. I want you to get there just a little bit faster, Armin, but I appreciate that your brain moves the way that it does.
Yes. He's key. He's so key. But yeah, when he was talking about like, oh, where do you think Eren would be and trying to figure out where Eren was that whole time. That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's also interesting when you think about like how long were they there? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what I was saying with Ymir, because she said that she was a Titan before she became a human. And it's like, okay, so were Bertolt and Reiner also Titans before they became human, or were they like Eren, where they were turned into Titans? Is what I think happened to Eren. I'm still not entirely sure. I need to know, because are they also 1,000,000 years old? Did they also come back and then implant themselves here, or was it like they were already here and then someone pulled them aside and was like, look at this?
right. Well, I can't answer that question. However, would you prefer being like a Titan shifter or being an Ackerman? Which one would you want to be?
See, but okay, the thing about the Ackermans, because Mikasa's an Ackerman, right? Is I don't know much about them because I think I just got to the episode where they're doing the flashback about her dad. So I don't know what they are.
Wait, so they haven't done that episode yet where
They did the one where she was an orphan or something and they grabbed her, or was that her, or was that Historia?
That was her where she was the people were they were traffickers. They were gonna, because this is their language, it's not ours.
Yeah.
She's Oriental.
Yeah.
Right. So they were trying to, I guess, because people who are from that lineage in the context of Attack on Titan were like rare. So these people were coming to get them, her and her mom, and they ended up killing both her parents, and she had her awakening as an Ackerman where.
Oh, okay. That's what was happening.
Yeah,
because in one of the recent episodes, somebody was like, "You've never felt something awaken inside of you," and she was like, "Yeah, I have." But then there was a lot going on in that episode, so it was like I had to concentrate on other things.
It's always a lot going on, so you definitely gonna have to go back and rewatch some shit. But yeah, when she that's why she's my favorite character, because it's like some people say like, well, it's kind of cheating because you have these innate advantages that like bring about your. But I'm also like, as a Titan shifter, like, bitch, you can shift into a Titan,
Right.
Like, that's cheating. You this fucking 87,000 foot.
And what is cheating in a world where there are Titans eating us? What is cheating?
Okay. When she was fighting that female, when she was fighting Annie, I was like, fuck her up. Fight that bitch.
I think I would want to be an Ackerman, but then I also feel like I would want to be a Titan, but I want to choose which powers I get, you know, because I don't want to. The hardening thing is cute, but I don't want that. I feel like I would want Aaron's power where he can turn the other Titans against each other, where he can tell them what to do. Also, okay, so
Girl,
there was an
that was
episode where this giant ass monkey ass Titan
Monkey.
showed up. He had fur, and this nigga was speaking English and talking to the scouts, and then he never came the fuck back, and I don't know who he is. I need to know.
I wish I could re-experience this, because I was thinking, what the fuck was that? I literally was like, who is this? And he's speaking.
Yeah. He's speaking not only to us, but he's controlling the Titans around him. Like, he told the Titan not to eat her. The little Titan told her not to eat her. And then the little Titan started eating her, and he was like, nigga, I told you no. And then threw him across the world. And I was like, who is this?
And then, like, he's intelligent because he knew to, like, get the horses.
Yeah.
When the man was killing all the Titans, homeboy. That was a horrible way to die, by the way.
Yeah. And that was back in, like, season 2. And then we have never revisited that. And I need to know what's going on.
You will. You will. That's why I can't wait for you to. We did end the podcast so that you can start watching the show again, so that way we can get to season 4. Because, bitch, I need to talk about this with somebody. Because, girl, there are things that are happening, and I have nobody to talk about this with.
How many episodes are in season 3? Do you remember? Season 2 was shorter than season 1.
Season 3 is like 20 something.
Okay. Because season 2 was like 18 episodes, but then season 1 was like 18 episodes. Season 2 was like 11.
Did you find yourself getting emotional at any point?
Yes. In season 1, when we first found out that Aaron was a Titan, and then we were in that little thing with all the scouts, and they were like, we need to kill Aaron, and Aaron was like, okay, well, here are my options. I'm gonna run, or Armin, if you feel like you can convince them not to kill me. And I was like, don't put all of that on Armin. You know that he don't feel good about himself. He don't have no strength in his body. But I guess them saying that was like okay, they do believe in me, I can do this. And then he was really shouting at these folk, and I was like, Armin, I really cried in that moment. I was like, Armin, you better. He was like, I give my life as a scout. I was like, okay, Armin, you got it. We believe in you.
You really have to be committed to this organization, the military, for you to like commit yourself to like dying, being eaten, potentially.
And it's almost certain death too.
Right. Yeah. So that scene was an emotional one. The one with fucking when Aaron was plugging the wall, and you see all these people like giving their lives in order for him to just plug this motherfucking wall, and then you see that bitch with the white hair who we've never seen again, but she fucking cut that eye out, that Titan bitch. I was tears.
There was another one. Which was it? When they were running through the forest, when the female Titan was chasing them, and then they caught her with like all the little line Johns. And then dude was standing on top of her head and was like, you know, I'm going to cut all of your limbs off. Right. Not your Titan ones, your human ones. And she just screamed. Yes. And then all the Titans came to eat her. And I was like, somebody said, I know that sound. That's the sound of an animal who has nothing left to lose. And I was like, she about to kill herself so that they don't know her secrets. But I want to know the secrets.
All of them. I want to know all the secrets as well. I'm like, she's a punk ass bitch. Like, why would you just not let him get the fucking information, girl? I have interesting feelings about Annie. Because a part of me is like, her character is built in such a way where like you have to feel bad for her. Because what was she obviously felt committed enough to like, and she was always by herself, but she felt committed enough to her mission to like establish this relationship with these people where people legitimately cared about her. She cared about them, and then she had to turn her back against them. And like, where was she going? Like,
we still don't know, because Reiner said that he was going home. Where the fuck is home?
Girl, I cannot wait till you get to season 4. I cannot wait.
He said, I'm taking Aaron and we're going home. Like, are they brothers? Are they related? Are all the Titans related? I have questions. It's making me mad that the questions don't have answers.
You're gonna get the answers though. It's gonna come full circle, and it's done incredibly well. Do not try to get your answers because you will get them, and you don't want them right now. You want to see the animation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because I'm good for spoiling. I'm good for looking up what's going on the internet because I need to know right now. But I'm not going to do that with this because I'm having a good time watching it.
Yes. The music is everything.
Yeah, the music is what makes me so emotional because it was the music during the Aaron plugging the wall part that was really setting it off.
He was like, fight, fight, fight. And all the music was, girl, my mother is calling me. Okay, let's wrap this up. What does she want?
Not what does she want. Aaron needs his ass beat one good time. He punched himself in the face and he said, I'm just punching a pussy ass nigga in the face. I mean, he ain't say that, but that's what I heard. And I was like, good for you because you deserve.
You truly deserve. Well, that was the Fat People with Opinions. We're here. We're queer. So get used to it. Was that what we said?
That's not what we said, but it's fine. Follow us on all of our social medias. They'll be linked in the description below and in the show notes.
I love how we do the show like we're really just recording us talking. It's
not even a show at this point. It's literally just us talking. We just spent 30 minutes talking about Attack on Titan.
See y'all next week.
Bye.